A crushing burden student debt in America. The numbers are staggering. Americans owe over $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. That's more than credit card debt or auto loans. This massive debt is a weight on millions, preventing them from fully participating in the economy. They delay homeownership, struggle to start businesses, and put off saving for retirement. It's clear this crisis demands our attention. Many factors contribute to this crisis. College costs have skyrocketed, far outpacing inflation. Wages have stagnated, making it harder for graduates to repay loans. The promise of a college degree, once a sure path to prosperity, now feels like a risky gamble. This burden isn't distributed equally. Black and Hispanic borrowers, along with first-generation college students, face greater challenges. They often borrow more and struggle more with repayment due to systemic inequalities. This issue transcends economics. It's about fairness and equal opportunity. The weight of this debt is not just an individual burden, it's holding back our entire nation. Addressing this crisis is not just good policy, it's a moral imperative. The political battlefield: loan forgiveness and the 2024 election. The 2024 election is fast approaching, and student loan forgiveness is shaping up to be a key issue. Candidates are staking out positions, aware of the potential impact on voters. This issue has the power to mobilize young voters, a demographic with historically low turnout. Those in favor of forgiveness argue it's an economic necessity. They believe it will unleash consumer spending, boost entrepreneurship, and stimulate economic growth. They point to the burden on individuals and families, arguing that relief is long overdue. Opponents argue that forgiveness is unfair to those who already paid off their loans or never went to college. They raise concerns about the cost to taxpayers and the potential for moral hazard, suggesting it might discourage responsible borrowing in the future. The debate is heated and often partisan. However, the issue's complexity defies simple solutions or political posturing. A divided nation, examining the arguments. The debate over student loan forgiveness reflects deeper divisions within American society. It touches on issues of economic inequality, the role of government, and the value of higher education. Understanding these underlying tensions is crucial to navigating this complex issue. Those who support forgiveness see it as a matter of social justice. They argue that the current system disproportionately burdens low-income and minority students, perpetuating existing inequalities. They believe that investing in education benefits society as a whole, and that relieving this debt burden is a necessary step towards a more equitable future. Opponents often emphasize personal responsibility and fiscal prudence. They argue that taking on debt is a choice, and that forgiving loans would reward irresponsible behavior. They express concern about the potential for inflation and the burden on taxpayers, many of whom did not attend college themselves. This debate is not easily resolved. Both sides raise valid points, reflecting deeply held values and beliefs. However, finding common ground and exploring solutions that address the concerns of all stakeholders is essential. The potential fallout: economic and social implications. The potential consequences of student loan forgiveness, both positive and negative, are hotly debated. Economists and policymakers are closely analyzing the potential ripple effects across various sectors. Understanding these potential outcomes is critical to making informed decisions about this complex issue. Proponents of loan forgiveness point to the potential for a significant economic stimulus. They argue that, freed from the burden of debt, borrowers would have more disposable income to spend, boosting demand and driving economic growth. This increased spending could lead to job creation, business expansion, and a more robust economy. However, opponents caution against potential negative consequences. They argue that large-scale loan forgiveness could lead to inflation, as increased demand for goods and services outpaces supply. They also express concern about the impact on the federal budget, arguing that the cost of forgiveness could necessitate cuts to other essential programs or lead to higher taxes. The social implications of loan forgiveness are equally complex. Supporters argue that it would reduce financial stress and anxiety for millions of Americans, improving mental health and overall well-being. They also believe it could help close the racial wealth gap and create a more equitable society. However, critics argue that loan forgiveness could create resentment among those who did not attend college or already paid their loans. They worry about the potential for moral hazard, suggesting it might disincentivize future students from borrowing responsibly. Navigating these complex social and economic implications requires careful consideration and a nuanced approach.